Hello and welcome back. In the previous video, we learned that ISO 14971 applies to all phases of the medical device's life cycle. In today's video, however, we'll discuss the benefits of implementing a risk management system for medical devices based on ISO 14971. So you may ask, what is the benefits of implementing ISO 14971 in your company or in your medical device, right? There are tons of benefits, but let's start with the first one. The first benefit that comes to mind, and it's very obvious, is improved product safety, right? This is the most important benefit of implementing ISO 14971. By systematically identifying and mitigating risk, manufacturers can develop and produce safer medical devices. This can lead to fewer patient injuries and deaths. Isn't that amazing? For example, manufacturers of a surgical robot uses ISO 14971 to identify the risk of unintended move of the robotic arms and how it could harm the patient, right? And using that information, using that research, risk analysis, they implement risk control measures such as software, safeguarding, and design changes to reduce the risk to acceptable level. As a result, surgical robots is less likely to cause harm to the patient. So as you can see, we cannot mitigate the risk to zero. There's always going to be some risk involved, but we can reduce it to as low as possible by implementing design changes and so on. The second one in my list is reduce developmental cost and time. So proactive risk management can help to avoid costly design changes and delays in your developmental process. By identifying and addressing risk early on during the manufacturing phases, you can save time and money, right? To give you an example, a company that makes infusion pump uses ISO 14971 to analyze the risk of electrical malfunction that could lead to incorrect doses of medicine that could deliver to the patient, right? Then they implement risk control measures such as redundant safety switches to reduce the risk to an acceptable level. This helps avoid costly design changes later in the developmental process and ensures that their product can be brought into the market in time. So this is also a very important step, right? And the third one that I want to discuss today is more efficient regulatory compliance. So if you follow ISO 14971, it is one of the guidelines that ISO put out. So you'll basically be compliant to sell your products in all the countries that ISO follows, right? And ISO 14971 is a recognized standard by regulatory authorities around the world. And demonstrating compliance in this standard can facilitate regulatory approval process much smoother. I've worked in companies, and following ISO 14971 helps you basically pass all the regulations from different types of countries, right? To give you guys an example, a company that sells a blood glucose meter wants to sell their products in multiple countries, for example, America, Australia, Brazil, China, right? By implementing a risk management system based on ISO 14971, they can demonstrate to regulatory authorities that they have taken steps to ensure that their product is safe and effective for their patients, right? This can help them obtain a regulatory approval more quickly and effectively. So that's one of the reasons why companies use ISO 14971 in the first place. And another one in my list is increased patient confidence. So by demonstrating your commitment to risk management, you as a manufacturing company of medical device can increase the patient's confidence in your product, right? This can lead to increase in your sales numbers and increase your market share. To give you guys an example, if a person uses insulin meter, right, to check their glucose meter, and if they've been getting really good data from your device, and if it does not have a lot of errors, most times it will increase his confidence. He'll tell it to his friends to buy the same kind of insulin glucose meter, and it improves the brand perception to your customers, right? So those are some few advantages. I'm sure you guys already knew advantages, but I kind of wanted to make sure that we go through this. Mostly a lot of companies just are looking to implement this, of course, to reduce risk, but also to be compliant to ISO. But this can actually save a lot of time and make your product safer for your patients. So I don't see a reason why you should not use. So if you're a company and you're watching this video, if you're a manager of quality or director, you cannot go wrong with implementing ISO 14971. I just wanted to put that out there because it does help your customer to have less risk from your devices, and that's ultimately better for you and your company. That being said, we'll be entering into a next module in our next video, where we'll discuss about different key concepts that we need to learn, because risk management has a lot of definitions that one need to know so that they can tailor the risk management files based on that definition. So I want to go over those definitions with you guys. That being said, stay tuned for the next video, and thank you for watching this one. Thank you.